Okay, recording. Great. All right, well, let's get started. We're going to start in a seat today. So I want you to have your thera-band because we will shortly get into that, and then you'll start in Virasana on your block. So just take your block the widest way and put it underneath your bottom. And again, be alignment particular so that your knees and your hips are in one solid line with each other. And you can take a moment as you close the eyes to really adjust your posture. So sit up in a way that you really do feel your tailbone long, like straight down long, so that there is that subtle tucking of the pelvic floor down, and that increases the feeling of the pelvic floor, initiating its strength and its ability to really turn on. And then just sort of imagine like the car seat strap. I want you to just feel like your right shoulder blade, you're like making a buckle into your left sit bone, and then same on the opposite side, left shoulder blade to right sit bone. You just want to really pull those shoulders back and ease them down away from the ears. And then if the eyes are not yet closed, go ahead and do so. Let's just take a few moments to arrive into your breath, into your body. And just begin to really pay attention to your breath and how your breath really does tell the story of how you've shown up to practice on the mat today. I know all too well that even more so in pregnancy do we feel these highs and lows in the postpartum arena. There are some days you feel as though you are just sort of tackling it all with grace and strength and ease, and other days you're feeling a little bit lower energy, you're feeling perhaps even a bit defeated at times. So I just want you to be honest with where you are this morning, how you're feeling this morning, how your physical body is holding up with this transitional time. And take a few breaths that really allow you to just simply accept the moment as it is. And then right from here, we're just going to begin to turn the pelvic floor muscles on, knowing that they absolutely will be joining us through everything we do during the practice today. So exact same cueing really from a prenatal experience, we just changed the breath. So simply take a breath in your nose. And as you exhale, feel the gripping of the muscles and then the strong internal lift, like you're trying to pick the blueberry up off your block. And then your inhale just softens the pelvic floor. You just feel that let go of muscular control. Again, you're going to exhale to feel this grip first, but we focus mostly on the postpartum group, which is pulling the pelvic floor up. And then on your inhale, soften. So continue like this on your own. And I want you just to feel that the only real change, or where we draw the emphasis in this moment, is to feel that as you exhale, that second part, the lifting part, that there's this moment where you sort of linger in that held sensation, and then you inhale to soften and you release. The grip sort of gets you started. The lift is where all the work is done, and you release only to begin again. So I want you to take about 4 or 5 more of these. And really, while you're here, just noticing how the pelvic floor muscles feel for you today. Does this feel strong and attainable? Are you still feeling as though the pelvic floor muscles are very sleepy and that this is hard to access? There's no judgment ever in the postpartum work. There's just observation and acceptance. Just knowing where your body is in the healing process can be very apparent when we work isolating the pelvic floor and the core muscles. And as you continue to stay in the seat of observation, you do over time notice progress. All of a sudden, one day, you really do feel that little quiver in the muscles that says, there I am, I'm alive, I'm turned back on again. Take one more. Good. And I'm not sure if I've introduced this to you guys yet, but I want to take a postpartum twist. So technically, we don't do deep twists when you have abdominal separation. That big sort of stretchy twist in the belly can oftentimes just pull the diastasis further apart. But there's a way of doing twists where you really feel as though you're knitting. So imagine your hands just really like you're bringing the fingertips together and you're knitting that tissue back together. That's the sensation that I want you to feel in the abdomen, whether you have the separation or not. So just take your right hand to the outer edge of your thigh. The fingertips, other fingertips will come down to the ground. Inhale as you grow tall. Exhale almost pelvic floor as you knit the ribs together. You feel the right and the left halves come to the center. And then you can begin to twist open from there. So it's you sort of figuring out where the muscular edge is and being really mindful not to go beyond that place. So it's more of a physically shallow twist, but a very strong, deep internal engagement. And then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Hand to the outer knee, grow tall first, knit and engage the belly second, and then begin to twist open to only the place where you feel as though you can authentically maintain that knitting together sensation down the whole frontal side of your abdomen. I know for a long time for me, I was able to master sort of the lower belly knitting together, but I had a hard time fusing those upper abdominals. I've now recently found the place where I can feel that sense of control all the way from top to bottom, but it's taken me a while. Let's go ahead and release and come to center. We'll take a couple of our shoulder openers with the straps. So go ahead and grab hold of your band. Shoulders are going to be, or hands will be a bit wider than your shoulders distance apart. Know that the wider it goes, the easier it is. So as you get going, modify as necessary. Really lengthen the tail down to feel that strong lower belly lift, and take an inhale as your arms reach up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and draw the strap behind your head. Do not move the head to accommodate the strap. Inhale as your arms reach up, and exhale as you draw forward and down. Keeping slack in the band the entire time, inhaling as you rise. Exhale as you bend your elbows, feel strength in both right and left. Inhale, strengthen right and left as you rise, and exhale as you lower down. So the goal as we take a few more of these is to truly feel that the trunk of your body, that knitting of the ribs coming towards the abdomen, the center of your abdomen doesn't change. It stays nice and focused. And we're trying to really feel that the right arm and the left arm are doing the same amount of work, which honestly is virtually impossible for a postpartum mom. You all favor one arm when it comes to holding your kids, carrying their gear, nursing, and the way in which you hold your baby. So this is a very helpful exercise for really just bringing forth a little bit of equal strength in each arm, even though it probably feels like one is lagging behind. Let's do it one more time. Make sure the entire time your abdomen and your pelvic floor feel like they're very involved, especially when you're bending the elbows back behind and when you're lifting them back to the sky. Perfect. Let's move the strap to the side. Get off of your block and send the legs straight out in front of you. From here, we're going to move into some rowing as we did previously. So you're going to take your strap and move it over the balls of your feet. Really sit up nice and tall to find that good posture and to feel already that there is this lower belly scooping up. We take a breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, both of your elbows are going to bend. The elbows sort of snug the side body as they pull back, pelvic floor engaged. Inhale as your arms extend, and then bend just your right elbow as you look slightly over the right, feeling that same coming into the belly. Inhale as your arms reach forward. Exhale, engage the abdomen as the elbows pull back. Inhale forward and the left. So just like the twist that we did, you need to find the edge where you can stay strong in the abdomen. Both elbows pull back. Inhale forward. Exhale right. So you're using the whole length of this exhale, feeling that that last 5% of your breath is really where majority of the strength exists. And when you take the twist to the side, you're finding that edge that works for you and your body, where you're absolutely existing in the muscular plane. You're not going beyond that. And I know that for a long time, I always had the habit of sort of splaying my elbows to the sides. That is not really welcomed in the postpartum phase of things because it tends to access your trapezius muscles, and they're very overworked mothering muscles. So when you're pulling your elbows straight back, you're activating more of the back muscles, and that's really what you're in it for. Your shoulders are sort of doing enough at this point. So nice and slow, strong movements. We're going to take a full set more. So that's both right, both left, and then we'll finish with both. Allow your breath to be long and audible. Remembering that a postpartum breath is at least a 5 count out. And then once you finish that, we're gonna move the strap to the side, fold forward in a realistic way, tucking the chin in, just feeling how tight is the back more than anything. How tight is the back? Can I use my breath to just ease the muscles open? All right, mamas, go ahead and roll the spine back up. I'm gonna have you bend your knees and bring your feet down to the ground. Make sure your toes are aligned with each other, your knees are in line with your hips, and your hands are gonna come back behind you. So traditionally, a tricep dip is taught with your fingers facing straight forward. I know I suffered like severely with carpal tunnel, both my post-pregnancies. So if you know that you've been having any wrist sensitivity, don't overdo it. It's literally 1/4 of an inch, but you'll turn your fingers out to the side so that you don't aggravate the wrists. We're gonna lift our butt up off of the ground and right away look down to your belly and try to flatten your belly out, almost like you're creating a C curve in the spine. Eyes looking straight forward, take a breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, bend your elbows. For 10, you're gonna lift, breathe normally at this point. 9, 8, engage the belly, chances are you've lost it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, engage the belly. 2, and 1 more. Lower your bum down, cross the ankles, and shift forward to hands and knees. Let your knees be hips distance. Spread the fingers out, postpartum cat and cow. Inhale, let your heart look forward, but keep the belly engaged. And then exhale out for the count of 5. Round your back, round your back, round your back. When the breath is gone, hold it out. Engage your belly more, more, more. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, neutral spine. Drape the shoulders down the back. Exhale out for 5 through the nose. Hold the breath out, engage the lower belly. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral spine. Drape the shoulders down. Exhale, round and dome the back. Hold the breath out. Lift the lower belly more. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral body. Look forward like the collarbones are smiling. And one more. Exhale, round, round, round. Hold the breath out. Lift even more. Hold 3, 2, and 1. And let's return to neutral spine. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find downward facing dog. From down dog, let's go ahead and lift up to the balls of the feet. Feel a nice big stretch in your feet, and then really try to get your heels down to the ground. And take it 2 more like that. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Feel the belly engage. In, heels down, and 1 more time. As you come to the balls of the feet, energy pulls up, the belly engages, and the heels get heavy. Bend your knees and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Fold forward, look to the knees, and then round your spine and roll all the way up. Crown of the head rises. And then from there, let's bring your hands and interlace them behind the back of your head. So your elbows are out to the side. You're gonna take an inhale, firm the belly so you don't overarch, but the elbows pull back, you're opening the heart. And then exhale, just tuck your chin into your chest and bow the shoulders in. So 2 more, this upper body cat and cow. Inhale, open, open, open. Exhale, chin to chest, fold in. 1 more, noticing how far down the back does that stretch go when you tuck the chin into the chest. If it's moving all the way down towards the low back, I strongly suggest you take these on the daily. Arms are gonna reach back behind us. We'll interlace, pull the knuckles low, firm your waist, and fold forward, just getting into the upper back and shoulders. Find the weight tipping just subtly into the balls of your feet. Let's release the hands down, and we'll crawl back out nice and slow and strong, downward facing dog. Take a breath in through your nose, out the mouth, and then the knees will come down and we'll flatten through the feet. So most of you girls remember this from prenatal, and we're gonna take a variation of it, 3 and 3 on each side before we do find the strength aspect of it. So your right foot or your right knee is gonna stay down. We'll step the left foot back behind us for that modified plank. I want you to circle your left arm all the way up and overhead. And then when you get there, just make a fist and pull the elbow down, just feeling a release in the shoulder and the neck. You'll reach your arm back out, getting long, and then just circle your hand down to the ground. The hand comes down, the knee comes down. Move with skill and strength, right foot back, right arm reaches up and over. Then make a fist and just feel the shoulder blade, the neck, it releases as the elbow pulls down. We reach out, and then the hand comes down again. The knee comes down, and we'll switch, doing this twice more on each side. So when you're pregnant, this definitely feels a little bit looser than it should right now. As you're moving, I want you to really focus on the strength in your bottom hip and glute as it supports you. And you focus on the strength in the side of your waist, those side oblique muscles. And the more that you feel as though you're hugging muscle to bone, the stronger the overall body is getting here. You have 1 more on each side. Just moving slow enough that there's no haste, there's no hurry. You're just feeling your body begin to warm up. You should be on your last one. And then the hand and the knee will come down. Now from here, step the left foot back and bring your hand onto your hip, and we're going to pause. So from here, I want you just to feel that the back of your head is really leaning back. The front of your waist is very much firming. And then start to shift the weight into the hand and really into the top of your right foot. And let's all lift that left foot up off of the ground, flexing the ankle. Do your best to feel that you have this strong flexed ankle and it's perfectly in line with the hip, and the hand is just resting down on your top of the hip right now. Keep breathing, keep sealing. Find that ujjayi postpartum breath where the out breath is at least 3, 4, 5 counts long. A very humbling pose when you have recently had a baby. Just feel all of your muscles turning on. One more breath. Nice work, ladies. Foot comes down, hand comes down, and you're gonna switch. The knee comes down, the right foot steps back, and the hand comes to the hip. First thing is you imagine this wall behind you and your head is leaning into it. And then start to shift the weight into the left hand, push through the top of the left foot, and see about lifting the right. Right away, a serious flexion through the ankle. So your quad is working, hamstring working, glute working. And once you feel that, then you can begin to refine the trunk of the body, feeling your core nice and strong, your back nice and strong. And you use these wobbles to strengthen even more. Wobbling is an opportunity to hug muscle to bone and to really dig into the stability here. One more breath. The foot comes down, the hand and the knee come down. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, and return to downward facing dog. Now, we do not, for quite some time in the postpartum, sorry, this hair is really getting in my way right now. We do not in the postpartum world recommend lifting the leg for quite some time to step forward. You're really just sort of have this hollow sensation in the lower vagina, lower abdomen, and it can create a lot of air. So you have to just work to really tone your belly right now. Feel as though you're almost doing a Kegel, and then step the right foot forward. And then once the right foot comes forward, take the time. Is your right ankle and knee in line? Is your left ankle, left knee in line? And then strong body. I want you to rise up into crescent pose, and we're just going to put the hands on the hips for right now. So let's take a few moments to master this stance of things. So you're sinking down enough that to the touch, your right thigh is most definitely on. You are allowing your pelvic floor to engage. So that means you're lengthening the tailbone down to feel that flattening and firming of the lower belly. And then from there, I want you to reach your arms all the way up and turn your palms to face forward. So lean your upper back about 1/2 inch. And we're gonna take 3 like lunge squats. So you're gonna take a breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, I want you to bend your left knee and bend your elbows. And then inhale, rise up. 2 more, slow down, exhale. Inhale, rise. And 1 more, exhale. Inhale, rise. And bring the hands to your heart. From here, you're gonna bring your hands to the ground. You'll lower down your back knee, flatten out the foot, and straighten out your front leg, walking the fingers back, pointing the toes up, pulling the belly in, and letting your nose look down towards the knee. You are all tight in your hamstrings. I can guarantee that right now. So take an extra breath or two, just lengthening out the lower back. All right. Firm the waist. Bend the front knee. Your hands are going to come down. I want you first just to lift the back leg so you feel this strong lunge position. And then you're going to bend it and step your left foot behind your right foot. So you're crossed at the ankles. The pinky toes are as close to each other as they can be. Inhale to your fingers, and then exhale, fold forward, look to the knees, and take a few full breaths. It's a big stretch for the IT band. Such a release for the low back. All right, and then uncross your feet. They'll be hips distance apart. And then I want you to put a little bend in your knees and ragdoll your spine, stacking, stacking, stacking. Shoulders pick up, they pull back, and they roll down. We traditionally put something between the legs for our standing squats. You're not going to do that right now for the ease of the flow of things, but imagine that you still have that inner thigh connection. Take an inhale, let your arms reach up, engage the belly and lengthen the tail down as you do. And then exhale, bend your knees just a little to pull the elbows back and feel that deep internal scoop of your belly. Inhale, rise, your belly is engaged, you're long in your waist. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees, scoop in, but mostly up. Inhale, arms up. 2 more, exhale. Just remember that standing crunches are definitely something that the more that you do, the better your body gets, the stronger you eventually feel. Arms reaching up, and exhale, fold all the way forward. Hands come right to your knees, flat, strong back and belly, and fold. Plant your palms down, be strong mamas, and step back into downward facing dog. Take a breath in the nose. Open your mouth, exhale. So again, knowing that you have this little pocket of air, try to almost feel like you're doing a Kegel, engaging the belly, and step your left foot forward from there. Good. Stay on the ball of your back foot, line up. Your feet are in line with your knees are in line with your hips. Strongly in the legs, we're gonna just rise up to that lunge position, that crescent position with the hands on the hips. Bend, 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 bend your front knee, touch your thigh, it should be on. I want you to pull the belly in by lengthening your tail down and getting nice and long in your waist, and then just feel the strength in your legs supporting you. Your arms will reach up, the palms turn to face forward. We go slow, we go strong. Lean your upper back about a ½ an inch behind you. Spread your fingers out, take an in-breath, and exhale, bend your right knee almost to the ground. Inhale, rise up, nice and slow and strong. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. 1 more. Looks good. Inhale up. Hands to your heart. Stable legs, hands to the ground. Lower your right knee down, flatten the foot, and walk your hands back as your left toes rise. Get length in your spine, and then fold in any amount, looking down, looking back. Use these nice long breaths to free up the back of the leg, the lower belly, the back, the lower back specifically. And then rebend the knee. Plant down the palms and lift the knee up. So just feel strong legs for a moment, thighs hugging the center of your body. And then bend the back knee and spring up, crossing your right ankle behind your left. Get those pinky toes as close together as you can. Feel your inner thigh suctioning to the fingers you inhale. And then exhale, fold, gazing back behind you. Feel the inner thighs continue to squeeze each other. All right. Release the feet to hips distance apart. Put a little bend in the knees. Round your spine, just slowly stacking it. Shoulders up, shoulders back, shoulders down. Lengthen tail down, engage the belly, grow tall. Take an inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend elbows, bend knees, draw in, standing crunch. It's less about the arms and legs, it's more about the core pelvic floor. Inhale, rise, belly engaged. Exhale, pull in, a deeper engagement. At no point do we lose this. Inhale, we're still strong. Exhale, we get stronger. Loud, long breaths. 2 more. One more. Arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to your knees. Look forward, engage your belly. Plant your palms, be strong. Nothing is soft. You're stepping back, down dog. Take a big breath in. Open the mouth, let it out. Let's lower the knees down. Flatten through the tops of the feet. Sit back to a long child's pose. So the knees are a little bit more together, arms reaching out, forehead melting down. One more. Let's go ahead and rise. Hands and knees, hands walking back underneath the shoulders. So we're going to take a side body pose now. And I realize that every time I say this, I'm asking you like to do the impossible. So what I mean by that is this is a pose where you're almost thinking there's like a, I don't know, it's definitely got like cat and cow in its essence. So it's almost as if you're looking forward as you inhale. As you exhale, you're rounding just a little bit to bring the left knee to the left tricep and the back of the arm, not to the side, but to the back of the arm. And you're feeling your low belly and your side engage. And then the knee comes down to the ground, you neutral, look forward. And then as you exhale, there's like 10% of a cat as you're rounding to bring the knee to the tricep and you're releasing. So when I say what I'm asking you to do is to move as little as possible, because when you're sort of like really big in the movement, you're sort of rounding, your body is moving too much, we're not getting the pose. So I need you to just try to make the movements, but go as slow and as mindful and as almost uninvolved in the wobble of your body as possible. Feel really tight and constricted while you do these. And we're going to take quite a few. Big breaths, big, firm breaths. So inhale, heart looks slightly forward. You're still engaged. And then exhale, round just enough and bring that left knee to the back of your arm, high above your elbow. Then inhale, knee down, look slightly forward. Exhale, hold deep breath. Right to right. Inhale, knee down, look forward. Exhale, left to left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So micro movements, very meticulous in how we're moving and how the breath is assisting us. You do not have permission to be rocking your weight from side to side. In a lot of ways, you want to feel that as your right knee comes to the tricep, your left oblique is actually working almost a bit harder in stabilizing your body to the center. If you were to let your weight shift all the way over to the right, you'd feel essentially nothing in your right oblique muscle, but a lot in your right hip. It's very normal because the abs are on the weaker side right now for your glutes to sort of feel like they're on fire. Embrace it. We've got a couple more. Use the whole length of your out breath, thinking 10% cat and cow. I want you to finish the set that you're on, and you're going to take one more left and one more right to finish. When the knee comes down, go ahead and sit back. Slowly just rise to a kneel position. Let the shoulders pull back. Take a breath in the nose, a breath from your mouth. Perfect. Let's go ahead and sit off to the side and sweep the feet out in front of us. You're going to scooch down a little bit so that you have time to roll down onto the back. You need everything, ball, block, and strap, so have it nearby. And we're going to just really focus on the abdomen. So the hands come back behind you, and you're moving nice and slow and strong. So you round your spine. Use the support of hands on thighs until you eventually find yourself reclining all the way down. From there, walk your feet in. Make sure that your feet feel as though they are hips distance apart. If you can reach your hands down, and make sure that your heels feel that they're roughly in the same line with each other. Let's plant the palms down into the earth, and we'll start with our pelvic tucks. So take a breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, I want you to flatten your back down into the ground and feel that standing crunch sensation of your pelvic floor pulling up and your belly button flattening to the ground. Inhale, neutral spine. Use a full 5 count. As you exhale, flatten and pull up. Inhale, release. Exhale, pelvic tuck. Continue like this. In any moments throughout your day that your low back is bothering you, I guarantee you, if you took 10 to 20 of these every single day, your low back would instantly start feeling better. Pelvic tucks are one of the most therapeutic things that you can do for your low back because it's increasing the strength and stability of the 2 major things that are weak in the moment and causing the low back to work in overdrive. You need your pelvic floor and your lower abdomen to really be firing. Otherwise, your low back is just going to take over. It is the overachiever of the body. And I don't know about you, but it literally takes me a good 5 before I'm like, oh, that's the feeling. And there's also, you have to become aware of like where your cutoff space is. If I deepen too much, I move into my butt and I move into my back. So you want to cut yourself off before you feel your butt or your back really doing the work. Let's go 2 more. And then go ahead and come to neutral. Let's find your ball, and you're going to place the ball between your inner thighs. Let's work the pelvic floor and the inner thighs with a few squeezes of this ball. We're definitely working with that 5 count breath here. You can take a breath in through your nose. As you exhale, count to 5 as you squeeze the ball. Inhale, back off, release. Exhale for 5, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale for 5. Inhale. Last 2 for 5. Back off. Last 1. Really feel it. Inner thighs, core, pelvic floor. And go ahead and release. We're going to keep the ball where it is, and we're going to grab hold of the thera-band. From here, you're going to let your hands rise wider than your shoulders. This is all about the out breath, and this is all about the core. So I want you to come back to that visual of your fingers. Right now, the abdomen is sort of looking like this, spread apart. And I want you to feel that as you exhale and you pull the thera-band back to the center, that you're feeling this strong sewing of the abdomen all the way back together, okay? So take an inhale and let your arms come all the way out to the sides. The band comes right down towards your throat or your chest. And then exhale, you're going to squeeze the ball and slowly begin for the count of 5 to bring the strap back to the center and feel this knitting back in. So inhale, release the pressure of the ball. Let your arms come out. The count of 5, hug the ball, come in. Inhale, release pressure, arms come out. Hug the ball, engage, come in for 5. Two more, in and out. One more, girls, in. Pull the strap in, breathe for 5. Let's move the strap down to the side. From there, we'll take just 5 right, 5 left of our extension. So your arms are going to come out to that T position, palms face down. Take a breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, your right leg will come out to straight or bend the knee. You're feeling your lower abdomen turn on, the whole right thigh turn on. Inhale, right foot comes down. Very little wobble in the hips. Exhale, left leg extends. Inhale, release. 4 more to the right. Exhale, extend. Release. Left. Release. Last 3, you decide if pointing the toe or flexing the ankle gives you more strength. Nice and slow. The whole back side of your body feels as though it is super strongly fused to the earth, so that you have permission to explore the strength of the lower half of your belly. Should be on your last set. And then grab hold of the ball, lift your hips up, slide the ball underneath the low back. From there, let your arms return to that T position, firm your belly, right leg lifts to tabletop, left leg lifts to tabletop. So we're balancing on the ball. Let your feet drop down a little so that you feel as though your knees and your hips are in line, and then think pelvic tuck. Flatten your back down into the ball and feel to the touch. Bring one hand up and feel your lower belly. It is on, it is engaged. My mamas that are not yet at their 6-week mark, you are mastering the strong still hold. If you feel like you can move on to a second layer, bring your hands down by your hips instead of out to the side and master the hold. You mamas that are over your 6-week mark, you're not moving big movements. Please don't go too far. Flex your ankles generously. Take an inhale, let your right heel move forward and down about a foot, nothing more. And then a slow exhale brings your knee back to the center. Inhale, left heel forward down, nothing more than a foot. Exhale, long and slow, knee comes back to center. You've got 4 more on your right. Exhale, loud and long, left. Three more right. You mamas that are just holding, if you need to have a break and bring the feet down, please honor it. 2 more each side. You need to feel completely connected. Pelvic tuck even more, mamas. If you feel as though you've sort of popped open through the belly, flatten your back down. You have 1 more set right and 1 more set left. Slow down. A few of you are going too fast. Feet come down nice and slow, everyone. Hips lift up and slowly lower your bottom down. Let's go ahead and pick the feet up and cross your right thigh over your left, and just take your hands to your shins and pull your feet away from the center line. Feel a big stretch in your hip, in your butt. And then uncross and recross. Left over right, same stretch. Pull your heels from the midline of your body. Deep breaths. All right, mamas, go ahead and release. Last thing for the core before we finish with some stretching. It's one of my favorite exercises. It's very humbling in the beginning of time, so have a light heart here. You're gonna grab hold of your ball and you're gonna place it between your inner thigh, your inner ankles. So the upper part of your legs. Honestly, when your back is tight and your hamstrings are tight, just having your legs up above you can be quite the challenge. So if once we get going, you're like, no, this is all that I need right now, then you're just gonna have your legs up and you're gonna get a drain and you're gonna get a strengthening from this alone. If you're joining me, fancy foot, you've got to point your toes here and your arms are either out to the side or your hands are on your hips, sort of stabilizing your body. And from here, you're gonna cross your right ankle in front of your left and your left in front of your right. I find that the faster, but I say faster, don't be crazy. You're postpartum, you're moving, slow and mindful. But I find the faster you go, the easier it is to obtain the ball. You're crossing one in front of the other. You're nice and strongly rooted in your low back and your belly. And eventually you're gonna lose it and your ball is gonna fly away from you. Hopefully you can catch it before it falls. Like I can feel mine slipping. I'm gonna grab it, slide it back in, and we're gonna go a little longer. Let's see if you can really feel as though you're pressing down on your low belly to strengthen your back. Let's go last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Nice work. Grab the ball, bend your knees, give yourself a deep hug. Grab opposite elbows around your knees if you can. Few breaths into your low back. All right, friends, left foot down, grab hold of your thera-band, loop it over the sole of your right foot and extend the foot to the sky. Upon arrival, left foot lays out long. We're gonna just take about 3 breaths for your low back into the hamstring. I need you just to focus on not being so like vaginal. It's just the best way I can say it. Like when you're like just feeling big and open, it's just too vaginal. We're not there right now. So just focus on your inner thighs. You're pointing your right toe straight back behind you. So you feel your inner right thigh spiraling in. Your left inner thigh is spiraling down to the ground. And in that way, we maintain a lot of inner thigh strength and we get to just focus on the hamstring. Take an extra couple of breaths. Good. Now, my mamas who have diastasis, you can do this, but you cannot roll the chest open, okay? So from here, we're gonna all take our foot all the way over to the left. It comes down to the ground. If you have diastasis, you're just keeping your chest facing the leg and you're just focusing on the outer leg. If you don't have diastasis, no abdominal separation, right arm rolls open to the right and you gaze to the right and you're feeling this big, yummy chest stretch, back stretch. One more breath. Bend your knee, everyone, and roll back to the center. Unloop the strap, hug the knee into your chest. Place the sole of the foot down. Firm belly helps you as you bring your left foot in and you loop up the ball of the foot. You'll extend the leg up and you'll draw the right leg long. Before you master the hamstring stretch, let's feel the inner thighs do the work, especially the right one. It rolls in and down to the ground. Then you can firm the belly, not to overdo it, and we relax the shoulders and deepen the breath for the hamstring. One more breath. Okay, firm your belly, mommies. Foot comes all the way over to the right. You can scoot your right hip a little to the left. Again, hold the strap and stay facing this way if you don't want to compromise that belly. Otherwise, the left arm rolls open. We gaze to the left and you get a stretch of a lifetime in your back and your hip. This is hands down my favorite stretch, and honestly, pretty much every single day of the last trimester of both of my pregnancies, I just yearned, longed for the day that I could drop back into this. I feel like it just gets all the muscles. One more breath. All right. Bend the left knee. Roll back to the center, move the strap. If your hips are misaligned, line them back up as you squeeze the left knee into your chest. And then go ahead and let both of your legs lay out long. I want you to neutralize your body, so meaning your hips come back to the center, your feet are a little bit wider to the sides with the toes falling out. As your arms come out, I want you just to lengthen the shoulder blades down, palms turn to face up, the neck is long, and then you go ahead and close your eyes. Let's take a few final moments to lay perfectly still in your body. Feel your feet and your legs and your hips and your back become heavy and completely relaxed. Soften through the belly, the upper back, the chest, the shoulders, the arms and hands are heavy and completely relaxed. Feel a softening in your neck, your jaw, and all the lines on the face just become soft and receptive. Feel your breath just ebbing and flowing. And really allowing yourself in these last few moments of your practice to be completely still. How good it feels to just really honor a few moments that are just for you. In this moment, nobody needs anything from you. And really finishing with that sense of gratitude for this evolving strength in your body. For a practice that allows you to feel as though you are slowly but surely returning home to your body. Feeling a sense of pride for the commitment that you've made to healing your body from the inside out. And vowing to take it slow. I assure you that it is not in your best interest to rush the healing process. Your body took about a year to create life, to grow life, to birth life, and to really nurture that fourth trimester. It's going to take time. It's a process towards healing. So remind yourself of that right here, right now. To let go of all of the should vocabulary and mentality that you should be doing more than you're doing. You are exactly where you should be on this healing timeline. Congratulations. Allow yourself to take a rich, full breath into your beautiful body. Open the mouth, cleanse out. Again, maintaining the strength of your belly, you now get up by bending your knees and firming your belly and rolling to the side. Firm the belly and press yourself up into a seat. And the palms come together at the center of the heart in gratitude for an hour of time that was just for you. Thank yourself for showing up and leaning into your practice today. Peace and many blessings and tons of patience. Namaste.